What is up, guys? A very good morning slash afternoon. How is everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat. And welcome back to another live stream, guys. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing well? Let me see if I can open the chat up and get this thing to work properly. Like button smashed. Nice green screen. Thanks, Jimmy. Oh, sound is perfect. Okay, fantastic, guys. Well, welcome back to another live stream here on YouTube, guys. It feels, I don't know, it feels somehow like it's been ages ago, but it hasn't. But yeah, good to speak to you all again. Let me get everything to work here. It's a little echo. Yeah, the echo should be gone now, guys. So you should only hear the background music and myself. Let me know one more time in the chat if that is the case. Can everybody hear me? Welcome back, Melina, as well. Good to have you. Good morning, good afternoon, or a good evening, guys. It's a pleasure again. Yeah, as you can see, so the background has indeed changed. We are now in a new office. We have a little bit of a larger office. Yeah, the team has been growing. The performance has been growing. The assets on the management have been growing. So yeah, we decided to get a little bit bigger office here in the same building. So we're still in Amsterdam, as you can see in the background. But yeah, we are doing well, and yeah, just happy to be back again here on stream and yeah, to talk to you guys. So let's dive into the markets. Enough of seeing my face, and let's have a look at where the market potentially could be heading next. So we're going to start off by looking at EU. Yeah, EU has finally pushed up higher. If you are loyal to the stream, if you are loyal to the daily market updates, then you know that I've been looking and waiting for this push up higher already since mid-February, man. I've been waiting so long for this push to happen, and there was so much manipulation and so much consolidation as well in this region over here, which kind of put me off from staying involved or not staying involved with Euro USD in general. But still very nice to see how. Okay, so guys, the background music, is it too loud? Let me know, then I'll put it lower, or I can just turn it off. But I think most people want some background music, otherwise it's going to get very boring with just listening to myself. Let me know if or what you guys want in the chat. But overall, yeah, Euro USD has finally taken out that high. So the 4-hour structure, we were right all along. We can very clearly see that the market did in fact get that push down, that pullback, push down, that pullback, push down, pullback, push down, boom, break of market structure. 4-hour structural shift, we get the push up, we get the retracement down in towards a daily demand zone, and from there we've been looking to continue the overall trend up higher. Here there was some manipulation, some more lows going. There was not like a real clean area of demand here. Yes, we had an old area of demand where here we tapped into it already, but there was nothing really clean. Oh, you guys don't even hear the music. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, in that case I can put it a little bit louder, but you guys let me know, man, if it's good or not, because I can't hear myself. But yeah, overall Euro USD then finally pushed up higher again, obviously. So that's nice to see that 4-hour trend has now played out. So overall, what I'm now looking at is the immediate 4-hour range, this here being our low, this here being our high. I'm still looking and still interested in further upside. For now, we're kind of like stalling right over here in a 4-hour supply zone, or a old 4-hour supply zone that we have over here. So this little buy before the sell, this is kind of like the last tricky part, what we're currently reacting to, and which could cause a reaction on EU. But overall, I'm still looking to continue with the overall trend up higher. So that's kind of like the order block that we're now facing at the moment. And what I'm now more interested in is still the further upside push. So I'm now looking at this as my overall impulse, and what I'm now looking for is free areas from where I could potentially go long. So we have order block number 1. This is like the most aggressive entry, obviously. So here you at least need to wait for like the 1-hour internal structure to shift, or the 15-minute internal structure to shift, and you could get a scalp trade. Entry number 2 is more of like the low risk, low reward trade, where you just get a kind of like a one-on-one, and then you just hold it and swing it up higher. Or obviously the highest probability trade, or the highest probability trade, yeah, with the let's say biggest return. would be on this lower area of demand with your stop loss underneath the lows, and then you retrace all the way back down at least into around that 0.7 fib retracement level, right? The 618786. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, those three potential setups. Yeah, got my eyes open for that on Euro USD. Any opinions on that, always welcome. Okay, I'll put back down the background music, guys. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at overall for EU. So got my eyes on potential more longs, but it needs to retrace a bit. In the meantime, what I'm looking at is NZD USD. So as you guys know, since this morning, or actually since yesterday, I am in an NZD USD buy position. Still in it. What we can see here on NU, and I'm mainly trading this off of the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we can very clearly see that we have a key level of support here. Yes, there is liquidity underneath those lows, but still looking for that further upside push from NZD USD based on the weekly time frame. Also, if we zoom out into the monthly time frame, it also becomes very clear where you can see that we are really at that's not supposed to happen. Where you can see that we're really at historic levels, man, on NZD USD. Overall here, if we look at the overall support resistance zone, this is just a key level for NZD USD, and the exact same for me is on AD USD, where I am also looking for a rebound up higher, because again here we can very clearly see that we have a support, we have a support, we have a support, we have a support. So we're kind of at the lowest levels already, which we once reached in 2008. We reached it in 2020 during COVID times, obviously with that big spike down, and now we're here again already for, let's say, 2022 into 2025. So this for me is a key level of support that I'm looking for a bounce off to trade AUD USD up higher itself. So very interested in that, looking for longs on this. I mentioned this morning as well in the daily market update, where I'm actually just interested in looking for more longs here on the weekly time frame, because again the overall range trading applies very well here, where here we liquidate the low of the range, a low of the range is liquidated, and then we get confirmation in the form of here a liquidation wick. So this wick here is a liquidation wick, getting out those early buyers, including myself at the time, and now we have a weekly demand zone over here. So for myself, AUD/USD is already interesting in buying it over here, pretty much with the stop loss underneath the low of that weekly wick. Now I know most of you are very interested only in trading like the 15-minute time frame or the 1 hour time frame, but this is at the end of the day how you're going to be able to make money trading these lower risk but still high reward positions, in my opinion. So I'm looking for that on AUD/USD. If you obviously want the highest probability entry, you can then go into the lower time frame and refine it. Looking here at the daily, we can see that we've already reacted pretty much to that 618 fib at the moment. So there's a nice and deep retracement. Furthermore, we're at a key level of support here. Obviously, again, I don't trade support and resistance, but it is just common sense that the market should push up higher from there. And now here on the daily time frame, we've swiped those early buyers again here on this wick, so that gets stopped out. And now on the 4 hour time frame, you can see that we have a 4 hour fractal structure shift over here. So just to clarify where the 4 hour structure shift took place, here we have a low break, and here we also have a low break, and this is the most recent high over here that took out those two lows. So for myself, and if you view this on the lower time frame being, for example, the 1 hour, this is kind of like the internal high that's now being taken. So personally, I would not be surprised if we kind of take out some internal liquidity and then fuel the next move up higher. So that's kind of like what I'm looking for on AUD/USD, looking for that further upside and looking for buys. If you want the highest probability trade, then obviously wait for this high to get taken out. Then for me, it's like very bullish, confirmed, and I expect all of these descending highs to get taken out. Could we just chop around here? Yes, we could. Because this is always a risky trade, taking a trade on the internal high. The highest probability will always be on this high over here. So if you want a high probability trade, just wait for that high to get taken out, and then you just look at the 1 hour time frame, and then you just trade with the overall momentum. For now, what I'm personally just looking at here on AU is the fact that we have this internal liquidity low and we have a demand zone over here. So I'm kind of looking for a long position from that area of demand to trade this up higher. Yeah, pretty much like that. So this is what I'm at the moment looking for on AUD/USD. Yeah, looking for that. So that's what I'm looking for on AU. Could it push down lower? Yes. So on one of my swing accounts, I'll just probably enter with my stop loss underneath this wick over here. And then I have at least the balls to hold it and push it up higher. So this is what I'll be doing as well on one of my swing accounts, just for a nice 1.5% risk trade for a possible, and let's say it's on a 100K account, for a possible 4.5K, 5K reward. And even if it takes a month, at least you make more than a monthly income, just thanks to that one swing position. So that's what I'm looking for in AD USD. NZD USD, very similar. We're now seeing a minor retracement. What I'm looking for are more potential buys. Ideally, we now have kind of like this 1 hour demand zone over here. You could refine it a little bit lower, say to the entire sub for the buy over here. And then we have kind of this internal liquidity low over here. So this would kind of be the ideal position to take. I know Mitchell was looking at this as well. And then you have a nice, what is it, 1 to 3 risk to reward in like this. So this is another position as well that I'm looking at. Let's see if we retrace that deep. If we do, then yeah, looking for more longs on NZD USD. Looking at Euro USD and of course GBP USD. So Euro USD itself is now inside that supply zone. It's currently retracing. Immediately we have this area of 1 hour demand, of course, over here positioned, and that could cause a reaction. But yeah, I think it's clear on that side of things what we're looking for in Euro USD, as we mentioned at the beginning of this stream. And then furthermore, we can look at GBP USD because as well, GBP USD is also interesting, but a little bit less interesting in my opinion. NU and AU are a lot more interesting because they're lagging behind GU and EU. But for GU overall, I'm looking obviously for the weekly high to get taken out. So what is that weekly high? That weekly high is this high over here. Why does it make sense to take out that high? Well, because the dollar, as you guys know, I've been saying this for many days and weeks already. I'm expecting that dollar to push down lower, and so far it is doing okay. What I want to see here now from the dollar index is a further push down. We're reacting to this daily area of supply here. This morning I mentioned that we had this daily area of demand still, but that daily area of demand is now invalidated and broken. Therefore, we're now breaking below these lows, and I'm just looking for us to continue and push down lower with the overall daily market structure now into 105,420, which is this low over here. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much next up for for AUD, or for the dollar index. So that's what I'm looking for on that side of things. In the meantime, everybody has been asking me for a link to the Discord. I'm getting a lot of questions, so if you want to join the Discord and you're not in yet, make sure to join through the link that I'm sharing now in the chat. Everybody shares their analysis over there and helps each other out. And as well, I did an announcement, guys, on Instagram as well, with a lot of people asking for any potential mentorship spots. If you're interested in actually learning exactly how I trade myself, then I'll share a link as well in the chat here. And in the meantime, I'm getting a lot of questions. So Euro USD, how do longs look? I already discussed that. I have a quick question about break even on NU. Do you put it? No, I'm not a pussy. Best Discord EU. Here, let me share it. USD JPY. Let me just pin this message. So guys, if you're interested in actually learning how to trade, there are two more spots available. Make sure to click on the U form if you actually want to learn how to trade exactly like myself. Okay, so I've pinned it in the chat. In the meantime, yeah, so expecting further downside from the dollar index. USD JPY, getting a lot of questions about that as well. Yeah, UJ is pushing down lower. Obviously, we can see that UJ retraced into weekly supply. Overall, here we retraced into this buy before the sell here, which was in control. Again, the power of that weekly supply, guys. You can see we tap in and we start pushing down lower straight away. Going into the daily time frame here as well. You can see that the daily fractal structure remained bearish. I even made a video on this that's pretty funny on Instagram about, and on YouTube as well, about this supply zone being the target. And as you can see, we tap into that supply zone and then we sell off again. So anybody looking for buys on UJ is a little bit drunk. Open your eyes again, because overall we are bearish on UJ for now. The daily order flow is in control, and I would only be interested in UJ buys again if we break above this black line here. So let's see if we can break above that black line and see another push up. Otherwise, until then, the overall order flow is definitely bearish, guys. Definitely bearish. There's nothing bullish about UJ at this point in time. So again, don't look for longs. Open your bloody eyes and only be interested in those shorts for now, okay? For the rest, let's see. I wouldn't be surprised on UJ if we push down lower in towards this order block over here on the weekly time frame and we take out this trend line over here. So let's see. This is kind of like the lows that I'm targeting. So still some further downside for UJ definitely possible. Again, USD CAD, I advise against trading it just because it's so heavily influenced by all the tariff news. Obviously, it's been pushing up with the announcement that tariffs are going live today. Then it pushes back down. Yeah, I mean, I would only be interested in buys on this, but do keep in mind that it can change at any time based on one news announcement. And the pair that is being hit the most or the hardest about or with these news announcements is definitely USD CAD. So I wouldn't personally be looking at that myself. I know a lot of you are a lot of big fans of gold. Gold itself looking still just for a further upside push. We've had a phase of reaccumulation over here where the market was reaccumulating after the entire distribution phase back up in towards the highs. So this correction here was very well needed. I was actually interested in a little bit of a deeper correction in towards the overall sell before the buy here, which is also kind of like a weekly order block. So this demand zone over here, I was kind of looking for a push down at least in towards there, but the market overall just slightly too bullish for us. Looking now, I'm not interested in shorts, only interested in longs, and yeah, I'll be looking at more buys on gold into tomorrow. For now, gold has already made its move today, as we can see, so there's no sense in getting into it anymore. I don't trade these pullbacks anymore. Not a big fan. I only want to trade with the momentum and with the trend. The trend on the higher time frame is bullish, and here we had a phase where we saw a push up, accumulation, push up, accumulation, and then again push up. And what we saw very well this morning is how beautifully the overall Asia session held as well. What I always like to do with gold is I like to look at the Asian session and how that holds. So what you will often see is that during the Asian session, gold tends to accumulate, such as today, and then when it breaks out of the Asian session, it will most of the times respect the Asian session low. Now, a lot of fanboys like to trade the Asian sweep, I think, on Euro USD. On the 15-minute, on the 5-minute time frame, which is perfectly fine. But what you'll often see is that on gold, that sweep does not happen. So what you'll see here is, for example, we have the accumulation, and then during London it retests this order block, and then it just dumps down lower again. Here as well, we respect the Asian area of supply and we push down lower. Here as well, we respect the Asian supply zone if we extend it to the right, and then again we push down lower. So looking for those order blocks during the Asian session often play out very well, and you can apply that to gold. So what I'll be waiting for just is a new reaccumulation phase on gold. We need it to accumulate, we need it to consolidate, so some sideways price action would be good, maybe even a deeper retracement before looking for any potential further upside. Again, not interested in any shorts, but it needs to accumulate at this point in time on gold. For the rest, guys, what else? Euro GBP. Euro GBP is looking good for sells very soon. Personally interested in looking for another downside push. On the weekly time frame, Euro GBP is bearish. If we look here at the weekly, we can see that the overall momentum is in towards the downside. We grab liquidity here on Euro GBP internally, and after grabbing that internal liquidity, we saw that massive sell-off. The daily broke fractal, or the weekly, excuse me, broke fractal structure here, and this is now your weekly fractal high, and this is now your weekly fractal low. So from a weekly perspective, we are now retracing in towards premium prices. So as you can see over here, then if you drop down into the daily time frame, what you're going to see here is that we have a daily area of supply open. So this is a daily fractal structure here as well. And what I'm now looking at is for shorts on Euro GBP, with this now being my immediate fractal high, this here now being my immediate fractal low, and this here now being my supply zone. So interested in short position, either from that supply zone, also interested in shorts from this supply zone. We'll be looking, but ideally we want to be looking for a short on Euro GBP from this area of supply over here, drop down into the 4-hour time frame, and then we can see that we are getting the liquidity above the bump in the road. Again, I preach this very, very often. Push down, little pullback, push down. So this is your little bump in the road. That is supply. But again, what you see happening is that we take out the bump in the road, and then potentially the real sell-off will happen again. So looking for that Euro GBP in towards the downside, and yeah, potentially interested in some more sells on Euro GBP. So let's see what we get on the lower time frame, being the 1 hour, and how we react inside of that area of supply. I see Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD is an interesting one as well. I think you guys are looking for a long position. Personally, not a pair that I trade myself. And looking at this chart, I understand again why. But again, I guess you guys are looking for a long position on this. Let's see. What you're probably looking at is this area of demand. That demand zone grabbed the liquidity underneath the equal lows. And you're now looking for a long position. Yeah, I mean, this for me is just a pathetic pair. I would never trade this, but yeah, nah, I'm not even going to look at this bullshit pair. I just really don't like looking at this, man. But again, we have Mitchell and Basha who are fans of this, so we'll let them trade it. Looking at Euro GPY, it is messy and choppy as hell. We can see for the past few days that it is now stuck inside of this little box. On the lower time frame, I think it will be a lot more clear as well. You can see that on the 1 hour time frame, what is now happening is that Euro JPY is consolidating. So yeah, be a smart man and ignore trading it, because this is just, again, going to be a waste of your time and a waste of your profits. This here's the range high, and then we had the range low. And what's happening now is that you can see that we liquidate the range low and that we liquidate the range high, and we're now just stuck in the range. Let's say we expand the range to the lowest point and to the highest point over here, then again you can see again that pretty much that 25% mark is your lower bound of the range, 75% mark is the higher bound of the range, and we're still kind of like in the middle of the range. We're at a key level of support. I would wait for it to liquidate a little bit more lows before maybe looking for another reversal back up higher again. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Euro JPY. So that's Euro JPY. In the meantime, let's have a quick check-in again on EU. So EU guys, wait for it to now close and just give it some time to develop. I would say just wait for it to at least kind of like pop underneath these equals and then look for longs. Longing here, like again, the overall move has already happened. So look at pairs where the overall move not yet has happened, which is, for example, on NSD USD and AUD USD. And yeah, that's why I'm personally interested in those two pairs. NU is currently reacting to this imbalance over here. So this imbalance candle, that is currently your demand zone. Ideally, for the highest probability trade, you want to grab liquidity underneath that and then see the push up, but it could already push up from here. But this is personally not a trade that I'm interested in taking, as I would only want to take it as how I took it this morning. AU, NU 1 minute fractal bullish, just saying. Obviously not going to look at the 1 minute time frame, but looking at AUD USD, AUD USD itself has pushed as well into that order block. For AU, I'm waiting. What I'm going to wait for on AUD USD is for this high to go, see the 4 hour close above it. This becomes demand, and then I'll look for the 1 hour skill in on the fractal break to then go long. So that's what I'm looking for on AUD USD, and then I'm looking to hold it and to take out all of these descending highs. Okay. How would you describe your mentality towards trading? I mean, slow and steady wins the race. The biggest problem that most traders have out there is that they think it's called day trading. So what they try to do is that they try to take a 50-minute setup on Euro USD or on gold or whatever, pretty much every single day. But that's not how you make money, because obviously if you, let's say, hit a TP every single day like everybody tries to preach, and you hit 3% or a free R trade every day, you're going to be making what, like 15% a week. So all I need and all I'm focused on is just taking 1 or 2 good setups, and then I'm pretty much just done for that specific account for the entire month. So that's also how I do it. I'm $1 million funded, and then what I just do is I just rotate, guys. So you have, let's say, for example, let's say we have 10 accounts, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We're just going to simplify it. So we have 5 accounts, and these are all 100K accounts, and you're funded $500,000. Let's say trade 1, I just take on account number 1 and 2, and then trade number 2, I take on account 3 and 4, and then trade number 3, I take on account number 5 and 1, depending on this was a loss or not. So this way, if I, for example, lose trade number 1, this is -1, this is -1, and then this is a winner, 3K. Then this account will be up both together with 6K profit, and then I'll just park the account and leave it on the side and then just trade the other pairs. But the biggest problem with most people is that they think, oh, you need to do more. The biggest payout matters, but it's just about being funded on very many different accounts and then just making money consistently on those different accounts. As simple as that. So please give us the Discord invitation. It's in the description of this video. But that's how you make money in trading, guys. It's not complicated, but you just need to keep it so simple and slow. Again, one simple setup will make your entire month. How much percent do you risk monthly? So per trade, it's 1.5%. Euro Swiss longs. Euro Swiss. We'll have a look at Euro Swiss for you. Ooh, yeah. And again, confirmed, Euro Swiss is a no trade pair. Guys, Euro Swiss, only trading it from the higher bound of the range or longing it from the lower bound of the range. You're currently in the middle of a range, so this is where people go to die. Okay, people die here by trading this level. So I'm not going to look at that. GPUSD. Again, I'm not sure what you guys are looking for in GU, man, but for me, like, yeah, so you just want to buy off of this 1 hour demand zone. Like, obviously that can play out, but this for me is too aggressive. Personally, what I now want to see is, for example, indeed maybe one more push up and then a deeper correction again. But for myself, the ideal trade will happen when we take out the equal lows, and then we get like a redistribution phase, and then we're ready to distribute again, and then we take the long position again. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for myself. Not interested in that on GU. For myself, really, NU is definitely the more interesting setup. It's also lagging behind Euro USD so much. They have not been in sync at all. Obviously, if you look at the daily time frame, we can see the massive sell-off down on NU. If you look at Euro USD, it's already pushing up higher, much harder. So I think NU and AU are soon going to be catching up with Euro USD and with GPUSD. So they're going to make big moves, in my opinion, very soon. But yeah, we just need to wait for that. Where do you get funded? The trading pit, I'll do an announcement inside Discord very soon for more information on that. In the meantime, guys, yeah, like the stream. Leave a like on the stream and make sure to subscribe as always. If you guys leave a like on the stream, then I know that you guys are enjoying it. We only have 155 likes, man. Come on. We're here with 537 people. At least 300 of you have the love to share a like on this stream, guys. Come on. What else are we looking at? So ADUSD, that is clear. NUSD USD is clear. We looked at Euro Yen. We looked at UJ. We looked at Euro Swiss. We looked at Aussie CAD. Remember GPAUD, guys, by the way, this setup, so beautiful. We talked about this in the streams last week or 2 weeks ago or even 3 weeks ago, that we were looking for longs. I think Jimmy was one of the main guys to capitalize on that. So that was fantastic. Thank you, Felipe. Nice to see you. We'll speak soon. Yeah, guys, the form here in the chat is pinned. If you want to actually learn how to trade, make sure to click on it, and we'll definitely reach out. Like, omdat je mijn paar wegdeed. Aussie Yen. Let's have a look at Aussie Yen. So let's have a look at Aussie Yen. So Aussie Yen is, yeah, what can we say? Aussie Yen is crashing, guys. Crashing. Pushing hard towards the downside. So main reason for this is obviously the pressure that's coming from tariffs on China, and the relationship between the US and China, which is very strained at the moment. Australia's economy is very heavily dependent, obviously, on China. And now what's happening is that people are going into the safe haven asset, being the yen, as compared to being inside the Australian dollar. So that's now causing pressure on AJ to push down lower. And yeah, I mean, the only setup here that I see is obviously further downside. No longs at all. BTC looking for further upside. A trade that I was looking at myself was actually getting into buys very, very soon. For myself, we have the overall range on BTC here. We liquidate the range low. Here we had a liquidation of the range high. So I'm now looking for BTC to gain some strength and push up higher from this daily fractal structure, which is bullish. So here we had the fractal low break. Here we have the fractal high break. So this is now your protected low. This is now your weak high. So I'm now simply looking for the market to do its thing. The highest probability trade will come from the 4-hour shift. So what I'm now looking for on the 4-hour time frame here is, okay, we sweep this liquidity low. This is now your fractal high. If we break that fractal high, I'll get into a long position on BTC back in towards all-time high. So that's what I'm looking for on that side. Going into the dollar again. The dollar is waiting for New York to kind of like wake up. I think in around half an hour, we'll see increased amounts of volume and a real direction chosen. Yeah, you guys know my bias on the dollar index. I am looking for 105.420, as I've been looking at saying for weeks, guys. For weeks, already since the highs over here. This drop I've been talking about. So yeah, definitely looking for further downside. This is now your daily area of supply, strong area of daily supply, which liquidated a prior high. So just looking, even if we were traced, to still see further downside from the dollar. Did you already trade? I am in NZD USD buys. Did you receive the play button from YouTube? Not yet. I have ordered it, so I'm waiting for that to come in soon. Yeah, so NZD USD waiting, obviously. That needs to start developing soon. Yeah, waiting for that to start playing. In half an hour, we should see an increased amount of volume. If it does push down lower, I'll wait for some 15-minute confirmation and then look for a long position. Ripple, also looking for that to hit a new all-time high very, very soon. XAG shorts. Let's have a look at silver, guys. What is silver doing? Silver. So silver itself now for shorts. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. What is going on? Personally, not interested in any silver shorts. For myself, silver is structurally bullish. So here we broke the highs, and this here is now my low. This here is now my high. We had the impulsive phase, we had the corrective phase, and now again we're in an impulsive phase. So I'm only looking for longs up higher on silver. For myself, we made a fractal structure shift here on the daily as well, where we broke this daily bullish candles high. So let's see and wait if we can get some more momentum, and then from tomorrow, let's say the daily closes a little bit stronger bullish, we look for the upside continuation on silver. Okay, so looking for longs only, not very interested in shorts. Yes, there's still an open area of demand a little bit lower. Ideally you would go long from there, but yeah, it's just not in my game plan to take these kind of shorts on the, whatever you call it, on the inside bullish market structure. Let's just call it that way. Is UJ a good sell-off from here? Yeah, UJ still looks good for further sells. GJ is very similar to Euro Yen, where we're consolidating already for a few days. There's no added value in trading this, so you just need to stay out. Yeah, there's just really no benefit of taking any trades on GJ at the moment. It's consolidating, so just save yourself the pain of going through stop loss. Hey Fabio, do you move your stop loss to break even in your trading? No, I do not. I used to do that a lot, but currently I'm not, so I just let it run to my take profit level. What else, guys? What else? What are the other pairs, man? Nobody else looking at anything. For myself, let's just wait and focus on NU, guys. That for me is the main focus. Still looking for this to push up higher, and yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Can you please tell us what will be your Euro GBP swings? I already discussed it. You can scroll a little bit back in this video. Looking for short position on Euro GBP. On UJ, also only interested in further downside. Gold, only interested in further upside. Aussie Yen is a sell. It's pushing down very hard. And we can have a look at German 40. let's have a look. It depends on what data feed you use or what ticker you use. Let's see. So German 40. So German 40 retraced now into this daily order block. Now, obviously, what do you want to see with us taking the low over here? So now with us taking this low, a reversal should be incoming very, very soon. But again, we need to wait for the market structure to shift in our favor. You guys know it. I don't just buy on a bullish candlestick. I need to see a support base formed. How do you understand that a support base is formed? We look for the change of character. So we need to see some kind of minor retrace, one more liquidation event, and then I'll be looking for the market structure shift to go along on this area of demand that is then created. As simple as that. No need to overcomplicate. Euro USD should be pushing. Yeah, nothing really interesting about Euro GBP for the rest. It's already made its move, guys, so I'm not getting involved over here. I'm waiting for lower prices. NZD USD and AD USD are looking a lot better for potential longs, as I've already mentioned throughout this entire stream, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but you guys know it. USD Swiss was a very, very beautiful pair, in my personal and humble opinion. We've talked about this setup as well many times on stream. I know a lot of you are reoccurring viewers, so thank you again for coming here on stream and watching. USD Swiss overall, what can I say? Does anybody understand or does anybody remember that we've been looking at this pair for a long, long time? Because we've looked a lot at this pair. Does everybody remember? Because what we have here on USD Swiss was that key level of support and resistance. Again, very, very, very strong key level. I think it's so obvious here that this was like support and resistance level, and it's kind of like the same that I'm looking for on AD USD and on NZD USD, where we're also kind of like at a weekly and a monthly level, looking at USD Swiss. So understanding, okay, on the weekly time frame we're at that key level. I was then looking at the daily time frame, and on the daily we were talking about shorts already from up here. Since then, what has happened is that the daily order flow has been extremely bearish. We can see here that this buy before the sell down was in control, or has been in control, and that we had a liquidity low over here, which we also talked about and which we've been aiming for, and then we have an open demand here. So still some further downside from USD Swiss expected. Going on the 4-hour time frame, what you could have done here is, okay, we retrace into that daily supply zone. We grab all of those internal highs as liquidity. Again, this is the impulse down, for example, and then we have these little bumps in the road which act as liquidity. You can see as soon as we grab that liquidity, there's a reaction, but a reaction enough is not enough to push the market down lower. We need to wait for the confirmation. So what we waited for was the push up, push down, push up, push down, push up. And then here we had push down, push up. Here we have the fractal low, which broke this fractal high. So here you have what we call the base forming. Here we form kind of like the roof on top of our head, which has the potential to push us down lower. Why is that the roof on top of our head? Well, because we have the market structure shift, so the change of character here. So we get that change of character, and then we form a fresh area of supply here, and then pretty much after the candle close, you set your limit order, stop loss above the highs. I know a lot of you took this one, so congratulations if you did, and then today you would have hit the 1 to 3 risk to reward. So absolute stunning, absolute stunning. I can keep on saying it. Setup. We have a super like, or however you call it, from Sarup. Thank you so much, brother. Means a lot. Hi, Fabio. How do you enter a pair when it doesn't provide you with a decent retracement, like a 50% retracement, for example, AUD Swiss? So let's have a look at AUD Swiss altogether. Again, it's not a pair that I personally trade, but we can have a look at it. So it first of all depends on what pair you're looking at. So AUD Swiss, you can very clearly see here, we had an open area of supply. I was looking for shorts for quite some time. Here we get the daily fractal structure shift down after breaking this low here. So we get the push up, and then push down. So here we break the fractal structure. So from that point onwards, you're pretty much interested in looking for sells. You can see here I have the dotted line which indicated to me here the equal lows, which I was looking to get taken out. Now, what you'll often see is that, especially with these Swiss pairs, they consolidate and then out of nowhere they start moving hundreds of pips. What you want to do is you want to get in on the fractal breaks, right? So here, what happened is that we form an overall buy before the sell. We tap in, we push back down. Here, buy before the sell, we tap in, we push back down. And then what happens here is that you have to follow the fractal structure. This here was the fractal high, which broke this fractal low. Again, we retrace into supply and we push back down. Here, you're probably looking then again for this supply zone over here. But what you see happening is that we get push up, push down, push up, and then boom, push down. So we break the fractal low. Once this fractal low goes, that for me is already confirmation that we're going to ready to be selling off. So you need to always keep an eye on what the fractal structure is doing, and that will help you understand if you're already ready to look for a short or not. So here in this particular example on AD Swiss on the 1 hour time frame, you had a 1 hour area of supply here. And we tap into that 1 hour supply zone over here, right? So we build up a lot of liquidity with these equal highs right below this area of supply. Then what happens is the market pushes up like this, pushes down, pushes up. And then what you see here is a change of character. So you see the push up, push down, push up. I hope you guys can see this nice and clearly. But we get the push up, push down, push up. And then what happens is that we form an area of supply here. And then that supply zone causes the market to sell off. That's where you could have gotten in, stop loss above the highs, targeting a new lower low, and then as easy as that, a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So you can do it like that. Good point. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing that as well. I indeed don't trade all of these pairs. Obviously, I only trade the major dollar pairs, guys. What time do you see an increase in volume in the New York session? Should be any moment now, between around 2:30 Central Eastern and 3:30 Central Eastern. That's when the volume starts to kick in. But there's already been quite a lot of volume this or today. But I'm still waiting for kind of like the bigger movements to start happening. Obviously, Euro and Pound are or have been in session during the European time zone, and now ends the USD and AUD USD with the dollar waking up. It should also start to move harder and harder. So yeah, waiting for those to start pushing. For the rest, how is everybody doing, guys? Is everybody doing well? I hope everybody is healthy and in a good mood. Markets are starting to look more and more interesting. Do you like to use your strategy on index pairs? Yes, I do, but I just tend to stay away from it because they move a little bit crazy at times. This is not a bad thing, obviously, but I prefer to stick to things that I have a lot of knowledge about, and I have a lot of knowledge about the US dollar and on the fundamental side of things of it. So I tend to stay with that. With a pair like US 30, you can just see it's kind of like expanding here. So yeah, it looks good for a long again because we're kind of like at the lower bound of this trend line. But yeah, it's like not respecting market structure at all. It's just breaking highs, breaking lows, breaking highs, breaking lows. Please share again the link for Discord. You just need to use the vanity link called the Trading Academy, and then you should be able to enter. But yeah, for US 30, it makes sense to start pushing up higher once it breaks above this area of consolidation. The reason why we saw a sell-off on US 30 is obviously because Nvidia also sold off very, very hard because Trump mentioned his support. Let's see if it's here. No, I don't see it here. But Trump is supporting a competitor of Nvidia, causing Nvidia stocks to fall. You can see that it's even below that major sell-off that we had here at the beginning of February / end of January. So the DeepSeek situation, where DeepSeek came out stating that they were 1% worse, or like they were 1% less good than Nvidia or than ChatGPT, and 95% cheaper. So we're below even that level at the moment. So that's some pretty crazy stuff. Fabio, tell me the gold for today. Waiting for reaccumulation on gold before any further upside. Can you discuss your USD? We already discussed your USD. Guys, don't forget to click on the link here in the chat if you're interested in receiving actual good information on how to become funded and how to make at least $10,000 per month using the strategy. Because I see a question here: are you funded? Yes, I'm funded over $1 million US. I've shared a lot of live withdrawals and proof of these funded accounts and live withdrawals, and there's going to be a podcast very, very soon as well with Alpha Capital, thanks to all the payouts that we've generated. So a lot of interesting things coming. We're going to do another podcast as well in Madrid very, very soon, or in Cyprus. So yeah, prop firms are starting to recognize what it's like to be a real trader, guys. Still trading the same funded accounts already for around half a year now. So that's some crazy stuff, because I don't know if you guys know, but only around 1% of the traders who join a prop firm actually make it to a payout stage, and even less, I think around 0.1 or 0.5% actually get more than one payout on a single funded account. So yeah, still trading the same ones already for 6 months. When can I see the podcasts? They're going to be live very, very soon. I'll share those. Danny's trade. Never heard of it, man. Never heard of it. I'm doing good, Error. Thank you very much. Euro NZD. We can have a look at Euro NZD. Euro NZD overall is bullish. Obviously, never broke any order flow. I still have an arrow here from back in the days when I was looking for a short position, but we never saw any bearish confirmation. We can see that the overall market structure remained bullish and kept pushing the market up higher, and you can see how beautifully the fractal structure here is being respected. So yeah, I mean, Euro NZD, the only way is up for now. Fabio, I have a question like pairs on GA, EN, EA. Now they're pushing out without a retracement. So how do you trade in this type of scenario? You need to look at the momentum entries. Obviously, it's hard to understand when let's say a pair is moving so impulsively. But here you can, for example, see on Euro NZD, it's the way it moves. We have a, let's say, distribution phase. Here we have a very long period of reaccumulation, and then we have a very long period again of distribution. So what you want to do in these kind of scenarios when it doesn't pull back that deep is that you just follow the 4 hour or the time frame that you're looking at itself. You follow the fractal structure, guys. What you do is that you look here and you identify fractal high break, fractal high break, fractal high break. Here you identify the fractal high break, and every single time the lows are being respected, you see. So you just follow that, and then you just buy on the fractal high break. Pretty much as simple as that. Fabio, I love what you're doing, but I find Discord a little bit hectic. Would it be possible to put individual chats for the pairs you analyze in the mornings? Yep, for sure, guys. If you have any feedback at all, guys, on the Discord server, make sure to let me know. You can always open up a support ticket in the server, and we'll definitely have a look at it, guys. More feedback is always welcome. US 30, we already discussed it just a few minutes ago. Do you take trades on the 1 minute time frame? No, and I definitely do not advise you doing that. Let's have a quick look at NZD USD in the meantime. Okay, so pushing down lower, good stuff. So what I'm now still looking for on NZD USD is a little bit of a push lower before another push up higher. EU should be pushing down as well. Yep. So let's see. I don't think there's going to be any entries on Euro USD today, but I'll be looking for entries kind of like into tomorrow or on Thursday for some more upside. In which year did you become profitable back in 2021? What about Euro CAD for selling now? Let's have a quick look. No, I wouldn't sell Euro CAD. Yes, it does look good in the sense that it liquidated the highs, which is very nice. But definitely wait for a little bit confirmation. We took out the liquidity above all of those highs, but now you need to wait for the 4 hour time frame. So you now need to see this order block over here get broken, and then maybe some shorts could come into play again. So yeah. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. Next stream is going to be on Thursday, where again we just go over all the pairs, and let's see where NZD USD and Euro USD will be back at that time. Tomorrow morning, obviously, another daily market outlook for all of you will be live here on YouTube as well, and I'll be inside Discord, where you can find myself and the entire team as well. Thank you for joining in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and we're going to be speaking very, very soon. Thanks, guys.